You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house. So right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me. They never should've let me buy tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play Dope Shit mixed by Dr. Dre. Since I was a youth, I like Compton. Now I like the motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you, this is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 273. And first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody on the live chat, everybody who's commenting negative and positive, everybody who's liking negative and positive. It doesn't matter as long as you guys are watching. Before I introduce, once again, my very special guest of the night, we will be taking calls. So if you guys are into comedy, if you guys love to laugh, even if I'm not funny or he's not funny, laugh at us anyway, because it's been proven that if you laugh, you live longer. So just laugh at us anyway. And even if you don't like us, just call in anyways. It's all good. So other than that, once again, submit your music to roadiumradio@gmail.com if you want to be on Roadium Radio, if you've written a book, if you're interacting, if you're an athlete, if you rap, sing, tap, dance, catch, slam dunk, hit home runs. Submit it to roadiumradio@gmail.com and we'll get back to you. Somebody from my team will contact you via email, okay? Don't DM me. Don't page me. Don't Facebook me. Just wait for the email. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce my very special guest of the night, Eric Schwartz.
Hey, Tony A, the wizard.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
I had to roll my sleeves up just so they could see how ripped you are. They could get a comparison of a regular arm. You know what I'm saying? This is before and Tony A's after.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying, bro. So
I'm Tony B. That's Tony A. He gets the A. I get the B. B minus. B minus.
Well, be my guest.
Yeah, well, thank you.
As a matter of fact, I used to like that song. Remember? When it always goes, be our guest, be our guest.
What? Yeah, Trap remixed that.
We need to do that, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, man? When you talked about, and I don't see too many comedians talk about that. Talk about sampling. Remember that little skit that you did?
Yeah. How the first song that you ever learned was a sample, and like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is the same melody as ABCs and the same melody as Blah Blah Black Sheep. So, you know, Mother Goose was the first P Diddy. It's true. Like, you know, I think. And before we get started, like I need the audience to know, like, you are a huge influence on me. I'm a comedian, but I started as a DJ. And I was a seller at the Roadium. And this is, dude, you have no idea how excited I was to come and finally meet you after bumping your mixtapes since I was a kid.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
When we would sell there all day, we're out in the hot sun and is it Gardena, Torrance?
Yeah, Gardena. Yes.
It's Gardena. And smelling the grease from the snack bar right in front of us, and like hearing the chamois guy all day, and getting sick on Sour Patch Kids and hard shell pistachios, slipping on the shells that people throwing on the ground, and I would be hearing your music all day. And so that, dude, I can still hear it. Like, I can still hear. What I would do is I would hear what you were playing on the mixtape.
Yes.
And then I would go over and buy records from Steve, and who was the woman?
Susan, his wife.
Steve and Susan, and there was another guy there too, I think.
There was a guy named Carlos, there was a little guy, and then there was Artie T.
Okay.
It was Artie T, and then Carlos, and then there was another guy, he passed away, rest in peace, Paulie.
Okay.
You might have remembered Paulie. He always had that George Michael's, little fade, that little beard, you know what I'm saying?
That Color Me Bad
Yeah,
lineup.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the glasses with the mirror on the outside. He was one of those guys.
Okay. I don't know if I remember that guy, but I remember Steve and Susan, and I would say, what's that song I heard on the mixtape? And it goes like this, and they go, oh yeah, that's DJ Quick. And I'll be like, yeah, I want that one. Born and raised in Compton, because I'm coming from Thousand Oaks and I need to learn.
You need to learn.
Yeah.
Exactly. 'Cause you never know when it may jump off in Thousand Oaks.
That's right, Thousand Oaks. Like I was like, this. Let me show me, educate me about other places. And I would take. This was before the internet, and I would take these records back to Thousand Oaks and spin parties for my friends. And so I feel like I was like taste making to them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes.
I was like exposing them to hip hop, and people thought it was weird that I listened to hip hop. They didn't know it really at the time.
Right. Okay, here's how I first heard of you. My son, Beast Scandalous, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
I don't know if you reached out to him or whatnot, but he goes, here's what he said: Dad, check out this crazy white boy. And he plays me that Roadium song.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
And I was like, hell, that shit is pretty good. That shit is pretty good.
Yo, that beat? Okay, so I made a song about the Roadium. During the pandemic, I did a challenge to myself, and I made 30 songs in 30 days. So 30 comedy songs in 30 days. And I was like, I want to do one about the swap meet, because I thought it was like a unique upbringing thing that I have. And I designed the beat out of what I would hear in my head of like the memory that I have of your mixtape.
Right.
So it really like literally came from your influence on me. So that's why it's so cool to finally be here.
That's
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah. Let me put the sleeve down. Making you look too good.
I'm glad for you sharing that, man. You know, now Thousand Oaks, is that originally where you're from?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much grew up mostly in Thousand Oaks. I was born like Tarzana, and I spent a lot of time in San Diego, where my mom lived. So yeah, my parents divorced and remarried, and then my mom lived in San Diego, married a Mexican guy, musician, who's also a huge influence on me, Jaime. And
is that where you got the Shalom Cabron?
Yeah, that's right. Because I say that because my stepdad's Mexican. I say I'm a quarter step Mexican.
Okay.
And so I'm also Jewish, so I say Shalom Cabron. That's my catchphrase.
So you're Jewish and part step Mexican. So maybe
I grew up with the cultura.
Okay, cultura.
Yeah.
But the other day somebody said Jewish, and I said, what about? Can somebody be Chicano-ish?
Yeah. There's blackish, there's brownish, you could be Chicano-ish.
Yeah, Chicano-ish, all right.
Yeah, you wear Chucks, but I don't know. But you got fluorescent laces. I don't know. It doesn't really.
Okay, now from Thousand Oaks, Tarzana, moving around, how did you end up at the Roadium? How did you go there,
Yeah. Oh, so my dad had a clothing business.
Okay.
And he had like a store on wheels. This is not my stepdad, but my dad, he had like in Hebrew or in Yiddish, we would call him a shmata salesman. That means he sells clothing. Like shmata literally means rags, but he sold ladies' clothing, and he had a store on wheels, a truck that he would go around to office buildings during the week, and then on the weekends we'd go to the swap meet, and we would only go to the Roadium. That was the only one. That was the best one. That he tried a bunch of them, and then the Roadium, we were there for years.
That was the one that was popping.
That was the one. Space F14 every Saturday, and we would be there. So that's why I would be at the Roadium. And then when I had a bar mitzvah, I had this DJ, and that's where I decided I wanted to be a DJ. So I spent all my bar mitzvah money on DJ equipment, and then at that same kind of time was when my dad was taking me to the Roadium.
Wow.
And that's where I would get my records, because it was right there. You guys had the best records. You had the best selection. You had the knowledge, really. Like, that was a big part of it, was like you knew what was going to hit.
Yes.
You literally, like, you didn't have to have your ear to the street, because you were the street. Like, you were generating. That's what, like, literally, Dr. Dre, the fucking king of West Coast hip hop.
Yes.
Was doing mixtapes with you.
Yes.
And like, to me, it's like, that is the birthplace of West Coast hip hop. Like, it really, like, that's where it would all come out. So like, I was lucky to have that experience and have that kind of guidance of like, this is what you should get. And I discovered so much great music. From that.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me back up. So you had bar mitzvah. I think you had bar mitzvah when you're 12.
13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
And bar mitzvah, I believe it stands for son of the commandment.
I don't know. Maybe bar mitzvah, son of a commandment. I don't know. But it would make sense if it's kind of almost like son of a bitch. Son of a commandment. It's mitzvah means is like good deed. Mitzvah. Bar is probably like
son of.
Bar. I forgot what it is. Like Baruch means like blessed. So it's like maybe it's like, I don't know. Okay. It probably means
something
like
good.
It probably means like it's like you're becoming an adult, becoming a man or becoming a woman if you have a bat mitzvah. Oh, it has to mean son, maybe because bar is for the boy and then bat is for the girl. And now I wonder if they can even say that nowadays. If that's
that's a whole different other podcast.
Have an X. It's called a bax mitzvah. A box mitzvah.
So a bar mitzvah is almost like a quinceañera.
Kind of, except we got to study a lot of prayers. Oh, they don't. They're just like, hey,
she's 15. She's still a virgin. Even though I knew girls that weren't virgins. Okay. So I was like, we need to lower the age to treceñera.
Yeah.
Because by the time they're 15, it's already gone.
So if you show up to your quinceañera with 2 kids, then you know, this was maybe you spent a lot of money on something that wasn't right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So you guys are at the Roadium. You buy your music there. You get your money from the bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Now, as a DJ, I have to ask: was your first pair of turntables 1200s?
No.
Okay.
No.
Walk us through it. What did you get,
dude? This is this guy did not do a mitzvah by selling me these turntables. He should never. They were belt drive. Which, if you don't, you're a DJ, if you're not a DJ, belt drive is like, Technics 1200s are like the gold standard. They're called direct drive, and they basically have a motor that turns them. So if you're trying to scratch or even cue a record, they're real stable. Belt drive has like a little belt. Like, it was basically a little piece of tape, and that like is super sensitive. So anytime you try to manipulate anything, it'll skip.
Yes.
It's like it's like very light, turntable compared to like a heavy one. And so
for an example, if you were to hold the record and let it go like poof, cap, poof, poof, cap, that's what it will do on a 1200. On a belt drive,
the motor is like super weak. The motor's like, it's got erectile dysfunction. You know what I mean?
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that's what it's turntables with ED. So I had belt drive turntable, but it almost like made me a little bit more steady, I guess, in the long run of like, I didn't get 1200s till like maybe a few years in because I couldn't afford them. They were so expensive. And then I stupidly, eventually I sold them, and I wish I still had them.
Okay. So you were DJing, and what kind of mixer did you possibly a realistic?
Yes, realistic mixer. That was like at that time was the most common one. I saw Jazzy Jeff had it on the album cover of the first album, Rock the House.
Yeah,
right.
Was Fresh Prince? DJ Jazzy Jeff from Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
yes.
And I think on the cover he has a realistic mixer. I
believe so.
And he had like those headphones and I got those headphones with the foam. I forgot who made them. They might have been Radio Shack too. But I had that. And then, I eventually upgraded and stuff. But yeah, that realistic mixer, I learned on that.
Now, obviously back then you were a vinyl DJ because we didn't have, laptops and all the technology that we have now.
Yeah.
So when you would DJ, what would be the majority of the music that you would play? Now, were you one of those DJs that played everything? Because back then, like when I DJed house parties, weddings, quinceañeras, divorce parties, backyard parties, I had to play everything. You got Kenny Rogers? Hell yeah, I got Lady.
Yeah.
You got Cyndi Lauper? Hell yeah, girls. I played everything.
Yeah.
So
Same,
okay.
But my heart was in hip hop.
Yes.
Like you look at pictures of my bedroom when I was like 15, 16, and like the walls are like Kid and Play, and like I had what was that magazine, Word Up magazine.
Word Up magazine.
Yeah. And we would take like Queen Latifah and Native Tongues and like Run DMC, and like that was all on my wall. So I loved hip hop the most, and but yeah, I had to know everything. And
Yeah. It's important to know that today I talk to a lot of DJs and they just tell me, well, I'm just a battle DJ or I'm just a hip hop DJ.
Yeah.
But back then, if you wanted to get hired, you had to have everything.
Yeah. And
know?
you had to, and the thing is with the now it's so convenient for DJs. Like, they just bring your computer. We had to have, like, every song was a different record. You had to break your ass with these huge crates, and I had 45s.
40, yeah.
And like I didn't have one of those real stable middle pieces, so I had like the yellow piece of plastic that you put in the middle, and like you try to scratch on that. But I think because I didn't have the right equipment, and I could make do with like very rudimentary equipment.
Okay, so were you a scratcher or were you a blender or both?
Both, yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
It's very important to blend because there's some parties they don't want to hear chip, 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 chip,
Yeah.
chip. They don't want to hear that shit.
I do a joke about that. I used to do a joke about that where I said I was a DJ, but I got fired because I was too creative. I'd show up at a wedding. I think I'm giving the bride a little something extra, but put my little beats on it. She gets all offended, just coming down the aisle, you know. I'm like, here comes the bride, all dressed. Why didn't somebody say ho? Nah. Bad choice.
They were having it. And then when she arrives, it's time.
It's time. Yeah.
Hey, that probably has to be the all-time scratch record of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time. You know, and I've asked like several like distributors, you know, like how many times platinum that did that go? They're like, we don't know because it's been bootlegged over and over and over again.
Yeah. So. Just the first 2 seconds. Just that one part. It's time. It's time. That's platinum. You know, like that part.
That's it.
Is it called Al Knifefish?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then the other side, just feel it. Boom,
Oh, it is?
Boom. Yeah.
Damn, he got his money's worth out of that vocoder.
Yes, he did. That was dope. Now, so you went from DJing. Did you try rapping?
I'd rap now. So I do stand up, but I do a little bit of a different. I call it multimedia because I do multimedia comedy. So it's like stand up at its base, but I also do songs where I rap in, you know, a lot of the songs I sing. I now have added visuals. So the next special that I have, I just shot my special 2 weeks ago.
We'll get into that. So say that.
So there's visual elements to it too now.
But when you were DJing, were you emceeing? Like, were you good on the mic? I never was.
Yeah.
I never was. I was like, hey, man, talk for me because my voice sounds like shit.
No, I was always like, because I started doing like, you know, weddings and bar mitzvahs and like school dances was my main thing at first. And I would get on the mic and hype up the mic. So that's kind of where I think I got real comfortable in front of an audience. So when I started stand up when I was like 19, it was really easy for me to get on a mic and feel cool about it. I didn't get the kind of stage fright I probably would have if I'd never been on the mic before.
So in chronological order, DJing, stand up, and rap.
Yeah, I'd say it all kind of blended together because I was a hip hop fan, and I would make little like funny songs. So at the very beginning of when I started doing comedy, I would make like parody songs.
Okay.
And I had a little Tascam 4-track mixer, and I would take like an instrumental, and I would take like Nothing But a G Thing, and I turned it to a Jewish version called Nothing But a J Thing. And, you know, like it was, I don't remember the words, but I was probably rapping like this. Nothing but the G thing, babushka or something. I don't remember what I said, but you never heard my song "Crank That Kosher Boy"? You never heard that?
One. I haven't. No.
Oh, dude, that was a jam, dude. Back in the MySpace days, 2007.
So you were popping back in MySpace.
Oh yeah,
days.
the "Crank That Kosher Boy" for the Soulja Boy song. It was like Jews. It was. That was good stuff.
Now, did you ever get Jewish people upset?
Probably.
Okay, yeah, but they never came up to you. What the fuck are you doing?
They're scared. No, no. Sometimes, you know what? Actually, we shot this "Crank That Kosher Boy" video in Fairfax District, and I dressed up like a rabbi.
Oh shit!
And I felt so bad because I think somebody thought we were trying to like be anti-Semitic. Who just walking around. The video was like celebratory. Like, you know, I wanted to show how great being Jewish was, but I could see where she would think this because I was dressed up in a costume as like a Hasidic Jew, and she saw me and she realized I was in a costume walking around the Jewish area. She's thinking I was like making fun of, and so yeah, her reaction was like, she was like, I can't believe this, and she walks off, and I'm like, oh man, well.
Now, I don't want to say the wrong word, but okay, usually, like I've had Jewish friends where I've asked them, do you speak Hebrew? Is that the correct words to ask?
Yeah, Hebrew.
Okay.
I don't speak Hebrew. I know the prayers, and I know like a couple words. Wow, dude, you impressed me that you know that the Shema.
Yes.
The Shema is the most holy prayer in Judaism. Yeah, and it's praise Israel. Praise is Israel. The Lord is our God. The Lord is our God. The Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael Adonai. Yes, I know it.
What? But do you know this?
Tell me.
Yo soy el aventurero. El mundo me importa poco. Cuando una mujer me gusta a pesar de todo. Me gustan las altas y la chaparita, la flaca, la gordas y la chiquititas, solteras, viudas y divorciadas. Me encanta la chata de caras bonitas. I think I need a quinceañera now.
I believe so. That was great. That was dope.
Thanks, man.
I like that. Alex, when you get a chance, go inside and get us some napkins, please.
Oh, I'm schwitzing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's 100 degrees everywhere in LA today,
So-
and we had to turn the AC off.
Yes. So we can hear the mic. So
Yeah.
you just go inside, Alex.
I'm down for it, dude. I'm down. I've been years at the Roadium. I know how to deal with heat. Let's go. Let's go.
You know, it's funny that all my guests sweat except me. I guess because I'm used to it back here.
Yeah.
But it's only just how it's just during the summer. So, but anyways, so now your stand-up. When growing up, man, were you into, and I asked this because I asked this one comic this, and he said he wasn't into comedy when he was younger. Were you into comedy movies growing up?
Yeah.
Okay, and like which ones? And was it your father that introduced you to comedy, or was it just you just watching shit?
Oh, dude, I think just being a person, but like my mom we would watch a lot of rental movies, right? Because we would visit in San Diego, and it seems like the ones that we really liked were like Police Academy, and like Naked Gun.
Yeah.
And like those like spoof type movies.
Yes, Naked Guns were fucking terrific with O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah. And then like Mel Brooks, when Spaceballs came out, and I know you're a huge Star Wars fan, as I can see up here. But yeah, and like so like parody was really like what I really first gravitated toward. And Saturday Night Live was huge in my upbringing. I would watch that all the time, and the characters and stuff, and I would imitate them. And Eddie Murphy, my mom introduced us to Eddie Murphy, and we could not stop. It was like we were dying, man.
Now, when you say introduce, not in person, but movies.
No, oh, thank you. Would you like here? Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I'm good. Okay. Yeah, she introduced us to Eddie Murphy's comedy. Would buy us the tapes, the cassettes. And like probably shouldn't have because it was pretty dirty for kids.
Right. Are we talking about the Delirious and the Raw?
It was first was a tape called Comedian, which was before Delirious.
Yes.
And then Delirious, and then Raw. I remember. Yeah, I like Delirious was my favorite one for sure.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. I thought in Raw. Because I went with my friend and he had his girl, and then another guy had a girl, and then he started talking about when you make a girl come, and I was like. It was just raw.
It was a lot about relationships too, and I think I was like really young where that didn't resonate with me as much at that time. I should go back and watch it, but I mean it's a classic. Like it's undeniably amazing. But I think at that time in my life, like I loved the characters of Delirious and like the family stuff that I could relate to because I was at that age where he's. A lot of the stories he's talking about was when he was a kid, like me.
Yes.
So it was like I could see myself in it more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks. We talked about Mel. Let's talk a little bit about Mel Brooks. Okay. Yeah. Growing up, my all-time fucking classic Mel Brooks movie, and if you guys have not seen it, go see it. Maybe you guys might think it's boring today, but Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God. You get. That you can't pick a better one.
If you're too sensitive when it comes to words, bad words, then don't watch it.
I think the difference though, like I think if you're like woke or whatever. Like, I think it's come under criticism for like, oh, they said the N-word. A white person said the N-word in it. But it was like at that time, people got more that like you could say and do all these crazy things on a film, but the audience would know that you didn't really mean it. That's why it was funny, because it was so wrong that obviously it's wrong. Obviously it's wrong.
Yes, yes.
So it's laughably wrong. That's what I think some people are missing today.
Yes.
Is that, yeah, people say messed up stuff because they're poking fun at like how some people think that's okay.
Yes.
They're on the same side as you, but you're just like, now you're criticizing them and they're for the same thing you are. So
Gene Wilder, amazing,
God.
bro. Amazing.
Dude.
I liked it that time that he passed on the bottle and he fucking took a mean ass fucking swig, and homeboy tells him, the sheriff, I forgot his name. He says, a man who drink like that gonna die. And he finishes and he goes, when? Or when he takes a hit of the joint. You know what I was saying?
yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I mean, Gene Wilder, you look back at some of those things like Willy Wonka, he's genius.
Yes.
Like Steve Martin, same.
Yes.
Genius. Like you get this, it holds up. There's nobody better today, you know?
Yeah. And then remember Hedley Lamar. Hedley.
That was Bernadette Peters.
Yes.
She's brilliant too.
Yes. Yes.
She's beautiful too. Like if you go back and look at those, like she's gorgeous, dude. And she stayed that way for a long, I mean,
Yeah.
she's still it. Like if you see pictures of her from later, it's like she's beautiful still.
One of my favorite, one of my brother's favorite lines, Candygram for Mango. Remember that Candygram for Mango?
It's been a while.
He goes like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Mango. He goes, can you sign? And he just fucking signs it.
Yeah.
And he opened it up and he fucking explodes. And that's how they were able to handcuff Mango and take him into custody and shit. But to me, I love it because I saw it over and over and over and over
Yeah.
on VHS.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, Spaceballs.
Okay.
If you had to choose between Blazing Saddles and Spaceballs, which one would you choose?
I think I got to go with Spaceballs because it says my name in it.
Okay.
And I've seen it probably, you know, I think I saw that actually first before I saw Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
Because that came out like, you know, when I was a kid. But Spaceballs, like, it's so classic.
It is.
It's so
It is.
classic. And the
John
characters-
Candy's in it. Rest in peace.
Yeah. What did you call him? We were talking about this before and you called him.
He said he was a mug.
Oh, yeah, but you said.
Oh, Juanito Dulce.
Juanito Dulce. John Candy.
John Candy. Yeah, that guy was fucking hilarious. Plane, Trains, Automobiles, Uncle Buck.
Oh, God.
He was just. I liked him. As a matter of fact, I like around Christmas time. I like putting Uncle Buck on. It also has Macaulay Culkin in it.
Yeah.
So he fucking cooked. I mean, no, had a big ass pancake. Remember that motherfucker?
Yeah.
So I like watching John Candy. Caddyshack. You a fan of Caddyshack?
I think I've seen it once and I don't remember it that much, but that's one that everyone says, like, you know, definitely a classic. But I'm not like, I haven't seen it multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I saw it once.
See, I can quote that movie as well
Yeah,
too.
that-
Rodney Dangerfield was amazing comic. So now
Back to School. I love that movie.
So let's talk a little bit about stand-up comics. You talked a little bit about Eddie Murphy. Growing up, before you literally took the stage, who were some of possibly that you would have watched that like, fuck, those guys are amazing?
Yeah, there's so many, but I would say at that time my Mount Rushmore was Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, George Carlin, and I guess the fourth would probably be Dice Clay, just because that's who I was exposed to at that time. It's just like
Andrew
was very
Dice Clay.
popular at that time.
He was one of those guys. Huh?
Yeah. I kind of met him once. And,
Okay, what do you mean kind of? Like spiritually or something? Or?
I mean, like we were both I was doing the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas. I was headlining the whole week. And then he was doing a couple late shows on the weekends. And we have you know, the guy who was opening for me also did a lot of work with him and knew him pretty well. But like he was like, you know, Dice doesn't really like people in the room when he's in the green room when after, you know, when he's getting ready, and he's real touchy and stuff. And then I mean, it was my green room too, same green room, and I was getting my stuff out, and I was like, I guess hanging out there a little too long. And he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm leaving."
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, it was But hey,
Yeah.
I know his sons. His sons are actually we. It's been a while, but we hit it off. They have seen a lot of my shows and stuff. So
Wow,
I just think he didn't know who I was, and like I knew his kids and stuff.
Remember that song by Ice Cube, Hickory Dickory Dock? It was 12 o'clock. Mother giving it the cock. It was on the first album. Anyways, for those of you that are fans of America's Most Wanted, Q's first record, it was that one specific song. At the very end of the song, when it ends, he throws in Andrew Dice Clay. Remember Mother Goose? I fucked her.
At that time, it was so shocking. You know, like that's. And he pissed off so many people, dude.
Yes.
People thought he was serious. Like, that's, again, like, he was almost making fun of that misogynistic pig that would, you know. But then people started adopting that as, like, that's the way to be. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
His audience started being that way. But I think what he meant it to be was, like, making fun of that character.
Yes,
you know?
yes. I mean, and that's the way I took it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way I took it.
Yeah.
Today's like, okay, let's talk a little bit about today. Do comics walk on eggshells today with fans?
I think, like, just I could only talk from personal experience, but I think about it a lot more now. I do think about it a lot more because people, you always have to think about your audience, right? How, you know, I know a lot of comedians would disagree with me when I say this, but they would say that the audience doesn't matter. It's what you want to put out. Yes, to a certain extent, but it's a two-way street. Like when you play music, you're either a bedroom DJ or you DJ for an audience, and how is that audience going to respond to what you do?
Exactly.
And so you got to find the right audience for you as best as you can, but you can never fully control that.
Yeah.
So I think, like, yeah, I do. A lot of things have shifted, which definitely made me think more about, like, okay, I want to get this point across, but I got to say it the right way so that they're not taking it this new way. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
I know that things have changed, so I want to make sure that I respect that.
Okay,
So-
we're talking about respect and we're talking about
Yeah.
comedy, so I have to bring this up, and I'm sure you've already answered it plenty of times, but not in front of Roadium Radio fans. Your take on the Chris Rock, Will Smith slap on the G.I. Jane joke.
Dude.
Okay, now a lot of
Yeah.
comedians, okay, from what I've seen, not that they talked to me or called me or DM'd me or emailed me or whatever. A lot of the comedians were like, "Fuck that fucking cuck, Will Smith. Fuck him and his whole family. Fuck that mother." Like there was a lot. I saw so many comedians coming out lashing out at him because we all know Chris Rock made the joke. They put the camera on Will Smith. He's smiling, laughing. His girl's not. And then all of a sudden, he gets up and plays Macho Man.
Right.
What was your whole take on it? Was it a joke? Do you think, was it that fucking serious?
Well, I have something in common with all three parties involved in that
Okay.
I'm a rapping comedian who's bald. So, so you know, Jada, I can relate. Chris, I can relate. And Will, I can relate. Let me say that Will Smith, probably one of the greatest heroes of my life and like one of the people that I looked up to the most. So it was really devastatingly heartbreaking as far as like, oh, I've been looking up to that guy the whole time. But I think you have to look no further than the source himself, Will Smith, in the video that he made when he came back to social media, and that he doesn't think it was acceptable behavior. So I thought it was dumb of him to do that.
Right.
He tarnished his hugest moment of his whole career. It was like his hugest moment of career became the lowest moment of his career. It was almost like it was out of a movie. It was weirdly out of a movie. So I don't think the joke that Chris made was actually funny to me.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, I think it was kind of like a filler joke, and like it was maybe insensitive, and I think it was Will Smith just totally way overreacted. And like, if you listen to his book, have you listened to his book?
No.
So I had just finished his book, and Will Smith's whole thing, his whole life was being he always felt like he was a coward, right? So it makes sense why he would do it. He talks about a lot of like, I always felt like I was a coward, and I've always been trying to prove that I'm not. So for him to be, his family to be disrespected in his biggest shining moment, he probably finally said to himself, I am not a coward. I'm going to stand up to this guy. And he did that, like listening to that weird voice in his head. And that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, and I know you can't answer for him, and I know he can't take it back.
Yeah, right.
But first of all, when he said the joke and he put it on him, he was fucking laughing. We all saw he was kind of giggling.
Yeah.
You know, and his girl, I probably would have been upset. And backstage, I need to check you real fast, homie. You don't talk
That's
about.
the way you do it. Yeah.
You know, you don't go up there. You know, I think he was trying to. I guess he thought that he was going to win, like the favor of the people by standing up for his wife. You know, some people say you don't talk about a man's fucking wife, but ultimately, he's the one that got the bad end of the stick because now he wants to apologize and talk to Chris Rock, and Chris don't want shit to do with him.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. So I just wanted to know from a comics perspective, what are our comics saying? Are they for Will Smith or pretty much against Will Smith?
Yeah, I'm obviously I'm against it, just like Will is. You know, I don't know. I mean, and it has really nothing to do with the comedy. You know, it has more to do with like, don't fucking do that. You know? It's like fucking stupid. You're on this like the biggest national stage you could be on, and you do that shit. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The reason why I bring it up is because some comics have said we almost feel like we're walking on eggshells now. Are people going to lash out every time?
Yeah, it was actually right after that happened. You know, audience members would kind of joke about that, and I've heard about like it was happening a lot more. But I think people have calmed down a little bit about it, and it's not as in the news. So by us talking about it, maybe it'll start up again. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Okay.
Maybe more audience members will get their balls back or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle performs out here in L.A.
Oh, dude.
Somebody texts him.
Yeah. See.
So people are starting to think, okay, is this?
Oh, that's what we do now. When we don't like it, I think the whole world is like that now, or at least America is like, I've been wrong, now I'm gonna fucking do something. I'm gonna fucking beat somebody. I mean, you could look no further than the American political system and how people are just fucking pissed right now. But you know, like look at us. We kind of have gone through it. We had the pandemic. We couldn't fucking go outside. We couldn't be around our loved ones.
Right.
Then, like, you know, gas prices are through. There's a lot of frustrating stuff right now.
It is.
I couldn't go to the Roadium.
Exactly. See?
You know?
Exactly.
It's open air. Let us go, you know?
So now, as far as the whole Dave Chappelle thing now, have you had any bad experiences where somebody says like, you know, I don't think that fucking shit was fucking funny, man?
Oh yeah, one time. This is years and years ago.
Okay,
share with us. God, dude. Oh shit, I was so scared because I don't know if you look at me, if you think I'm like this big alpha male, but I'm not really. Yeah, I know. I look like one, but inside
he's lying.
I'm a lamb. So one time I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, at this club that no longer exists called Stand Up Scottsdale. They had no security there.
Damn.
And this guy, the owner, was like a comic, and I don't know why he put like 10 other comedians up on the show before me, but I had sold the room out on my own. And he put all these people on before me, and there was a double date, 2 double dates in the front. That was the front table. Front four top was front and center, a double date, and the 2 women would not stop talking during the whole show.
Fuck.
Stepping on every joke. So I go up there and I go, all right, I'm just going to make it through this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not, because every comedian was trying to like, you know, talk about her and it was derailing them. So I go, okay, I'm just going to try to navigate. You know, I'm walking a tightrope and she's shaking it, but I'm not going to fall off. Okay. So I go up and I successfully get to about, you know, my whole time, which was about 45 minutes. I get to about 40 minutes. And I go, okay, cool, I made it through. And now I'm going to tell this woman what I really think. She's been a bitch the whole show, right? So I go, by the way, well, okay, I'll say this piece about her husband for the right moment. So I basically, at the end of it, I go, hey, look, you guys have been talking the whole show, and everybody here came to see the show. They got babysitters, they got parking, they did a lot to get out here, and you ruined it. The night for everybody. And she stands up, and she and her friend stand up, and the friend goes, you're an asshole. It's her birthday. And they walk off, and I go, oh man, it was a relief in the room. And I look at her husband, and her and the two husbands, and I go, hey, look, you guys have been cool. You've been quiet the whole time. You've been cool. You guys are better than that. For some reason, when I said you're better than that, this guy stands up. He's like the biggest bodybuilder type of dude I've ever seen. Like, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, oh shit. This guy gets up. He goes, what'd you say, bro? That's my wife. And he starts coming toward the stage.
Fuck.
And so what do? I start backpedaling. I go, no, I didn't really mean it that way. What I meant was, and I couldn't do anything. He was coming up to the stage. People were screaming in the audience. I tried to grab the mic stand, like to try to.
No
shit. This
shit.
guy would have caught it with his pinky. And luckily, some courageous dude in the audience pushes the guy, causes a distraction. Then they like, he didn't get hurt or anything, but he like causes a distraction. And then the guy just runs out, flips my merch table over, and then he left.
Damn.
I almost got and I have it on video, and I've never been able to watch it. It
really?
It's like,
Even
like,
now?
Yeah, I can't watch it. It's just like PTSD type of like, I could have fucking died.
Next time, do like some Bruce Lee shit.
Yeah.
Stop and go like this. Come on. Make him think twice.
I had a bar mitzvah, motherfucker. I know Krav Maga.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the closest I ever got. And I didn't think it was that bad, right? I mean, I said, I'm complimenting the guy. I said, you're better than that. I guess he could take that as I was dissing his wife. But how did he not notice? How did he not?
I mean, how could he not say,
ruining the show?
I'm bringing you out. Be quiet. These guys are trying to do the skits, you know? Fuck, stop. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. When was the first time that you decided, you know what, I'm gonna fucking try comedy? Like, how old were you? Like, let's try comedy. Did you try it at school, at a house party? Like, how did you start building up before you took the stage?
Well, like I said, I was into, like in high school, I was into SNL and Eddie Murphy and all that stuff, and I would do, I would recite their acts and their characters to my friends. Like, I was a swimmer, and I would, like, on the pool deck, I would like crack people up by doing other people's material when I was 16, 17. And everyone would say, you should do comedy. You should do comedy. And I would think to myself, well, I don't really have any of my own material. And so, but it resonated with me. I was like, I want to do that, because I was already entertaining people as a DJ and, like, you know, doing parties and stuff. And then when I was 19, I decided to try it. I was on a cruise, and they had a talent show where you could do 3 minutes. And so I was like, hey, I'm not going to see these people again. So I went up and I did 3 minutes. First joke was great. Second joke bombed. And then the third joke was great. And so I was like, man, I think I could start doing this. And then I went to college and I started putting on my own shows. It's very DIY. And I think this is what the point that I wanted to make about how similar what you did with the mixtapes was, like, kind of how I approach my comedy, or you know, making it. Yes. Okay, quote unquote, is like, I would start putting my own shows on in the dorms, and I would like do talent shows where I would host them, and I would get the opportunity to perform comedy throughout the whole show and do my own set and all this stuff. But what you did at the Roadium was really DIY, right? The level of production that you guys did was like, it would be hard to do it now.
I still believe that as well.
Yeah, studio time, it was analog. There was not digital. You couldn't just pop things into Pro Tools and do it, you know, like 50 times and like digitally edit stuff. People couldn't send MP3s to you. You know, you had to be in the studio with them or get them studio time. But you made it happen, and you made these were masterpieces of, like, not only were the mixes like playing the best music, like programming. You guys were programming these tapes like those were the hits, you know?
Yes.
If they got on that tape, those were gonna hit. But then you had, at the beginning, you had every time I guess, what would you call it? Like a
little intro mix. It was always 3 minutes
intro
long.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like really involved. So you had like a track, like you laid tracks, right?
Okay.
Or did you do it live?
No, hell no.
That's hard.
I don't have 12 arms and 12 turntables.
I would always imagine, I'm like, are these guys on like 4 turntables? Are they like 3 DJs?
To give it to you in a nutshell, and I explained it in the documentary, okay?
Okay.
when Dre was doing them and I heard him, I could have swore he was on 4 turntables.
Yeah.
I could have swore. Okay. So, and then I started to get, once again, I'm giving you a long story short. When I started going to see Dre at his house in South Central when he moved in with Jinx, Sir Jinx. And by the way, Sir Jinx, who produced No Vaseline for Ice Cube, used to be at the Roadium. Easy, obviously, you know, Mr. Cartoon. They all used to be at the Roadium, okay?
Yeah, that's so
Be Real
crazy.
used to go over there. Julio G for 92.3 The B, A.DA used to go over there. Just so many people used to go over there.
Don't forget Vince the Sham Wow guy started there.
The Sham Wow guy, yes.
Yeah, not
Okay.
the DJ, but honorable mention.
Yes. So what happened was that he told me, hey, come over. I'm going to be showing you how to make the mixtapes because I want you to take over. We're going to start our tour. So I was like, okay. So when I got there, I expected to see 4 turntables. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
You know, because I was a Dr. Dre World Class Wrecking Crew fan.
Yeah.
I didn't know what NWA was yet. Okay. So I see the Porta 1, Tascam Porta 1
That's the one I
track.
had.
Yes.
That's the one I had.
That one. And I looked at that. I was like, what the hell is that? He goes, that's how we do the mixtape. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, how are you going to do it? You got 2 turntables right there and everything. He said, you're just going to watch. So he told me what, I still don't give away my secrets, but he told me what to do on track 1, track 2. He said, track 4, that's where we lay our vocals. I said, okay. He goes, but you can save that one, only use it for the first 3 minutes because that's what we spit. And I was like, okay. So I have a photographic memory, so I'm taking everything down. Okay.
Yeah. Steve
Yano's there engineering this shit. And then he did one called In Effect, where he said, check this out. And then that's when he's like, Tony A. the Wizard is is down with us. Mix Master Spade is down with, and keep in mind, the World Class Wrecking Crew, Dr. Dre, and I'm like, oh my God, he just said my name. Oh, shit. And I was like, fuck, like that. So he said, from here on out, you're going to take over this shit, but we'll still rap on them. I just can't do them anymore. And I was like, okay, fuck it. So when you hear our intros, we're going on our 3rd year now. For a full year, I played 1 intro, and that was Dr. Dre. The second one, I believe, was Dr. Dre, and the third, this one was Ice Cube. So the one you heard today was a mixtape from the 80s.
Okay.
So that's what I use. I got it now. I got one coming up because we're about to complete our 300th episode. So I'm going to use a different one now.
Okay.
Altogether, it's about 80 mixtapes.
Damn.
Altogether. So I didn't know what was going to become of it. I didn't. I remember Steve Yano told me that day. He said, and this was 1987. He had a test pressing of Supersonic JJ Fad.
Yeah, I got that.
And it came out early 88. And he goes, by this time next year, he said, you're going to be like ghetto famous. Oh, and I was like, all right. He was paying me $200.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But it was funny because when I heard my mixtape, I remember I ran after the car. I'm running after the car that I heard. That's me. And it was 2 chubby chicks. That ain't you, fool. That's me. But yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And then you go to house parties and I actually heard my mixtape. And I was like, bro, that's me. That's me. You don't have 4 turntables. No. And then I didn't want to tell him it was a Porta 1.
Right.
So I remember telling Dre, like, how did you come up with this? And he said, the Beatles, the Doors, he said, they all used to use a 4-track to record their songs.
Yeah.
He said, if they can record classics, you can record a classic.
Yeah.
And he said, when you use the little tiny pieces of everybody's songs to make a mixtape intro, you'll become one of the best producers ever because you're taking little bits and pieces from everybody, a kick, a snare, a hat, open hat, a cabasa, a shaker, a crash, or whatever. Sample, you put it all together, and I started doing the drum machine. Yeah. So that's how I started doing all my shit, rugged, raw, some boom bap shit. But the mixtape shit, it takes a long time. Quick example, say I take the beginning of fucking More Bounce, stop, Steve. Okay, cool. Let me get a okay. Let's take another one. So now I'm building something. So now all you hear is boom, boom, and that took about an hour and a half to do.
Yeah.
Everybody think, oh, it was just so fast because
Yeah.
it was like 5 seconds. But I took my time to create something that I didn't know were going to become classics.
That's crazy, man. That you were involved in that, like at that time when it was like hip hop was still being formed. You know what I mean? You're part of the embryo. That's pretty cool.
I'm thankful, bro. I'm glad for the opportunity that I was given. And I will say this, and I don't say this cocky. Sometimes I say it cocky on some cocky shit. But I always say it was me and Dre. I like to call the Roadium the home of the West Coast mixtape.
Yeah.
So,
of course, for sure.
And I was a part of it, and I was Mexicanish.
Well, and then you produced
Yes.
High C, right?
Yeah, which worked there.
I'm
he
your
worked
puppet.
at the Roadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
he worked at the Roadium?
He worked at the Roadium.
Crawford, right?
Crawford Wilkerson worked at the Roadium. So they're on tour now. I need to find somebody to rap on my mixtapes. Steve goes, there's a blood from Compton. He sells in the back. He sells to some French dude.
Oh my God, I know who you're gonna say.
And he goes, he says, why don't you go back talk to him? And I was like, all right, cool. So I went over there. He had his juicy ass jerry curl. It was juicy. Like you could have went like this. I'm like, damn, where's the curl? So yeah, man.
Oh wait, that's High C's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought because High C and DJ Quick
Right.
were connected, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't know how, but I don't know why I know that, but they're part of like same crew.
Yes, second to none AMG as well.
Okay.
Okay, but they didn't sell or work at the swap meet. They just were all they were working on their albums at the time.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's funny, even though High C was down with the crew, they weren't working on his stuff.
Okay.
They weren't. So he said, I want to rap on your mixtapes. And I was like, all right, come to my house and, I'll let you rap on my mixtapes and let me hear you rap. So I threw in ultimate beats, ultimate breaks and beats, some boom bap shit from New York, and I played it for him. He started rapping. He had a rap song called I'm Hard. And keep in mind, I told him this on a 200th episode. I said, I didn't think it was that hard, bro. It wasn't. He had elementary lyrics, but his voice I liked.
Yeah, his voice is cool.
What won me over, well, one day he calls me up and he says, hey, man, I'm performing at my high school, Centennial High School, in Compton. You want to come and DJ for me? I'm going to perform in front of the whole school. I was like, I don't give a shit. Let's do it. At 17 years old, before he graduates, he's performing in front of like a crowd, like all the bleachers and the gymnasium is filled.
Oh, wow.
And he's controlling the crowd.
Yeah.
And I saw that in him. And that's when I told Steve, hey, bro, we got to get this guy more on mixtapes.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he killed it. Like that started getting on airplay, right? That
Oh, no,
I'm your puppet. I'm not your puppet.
We had 3 songs in 1991 on the radio. It was I'm Not Your Puppet,
Yeah.
Sitting in the Park,
Yeah.
and then a song called Leave My Crows Alone, which came in an Encino Man movie.
Oh,
with
really?
Brendan Fraser and they flew us out there to go hang out with them, meet them, perform for them.
They flew you to Encino?
No, to
I'm like, damn, that's a short flight.
no, Encino Man. They flew us to Orlando, Florida, to Disneyland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we walked the red carpet. It was funny, bro. A limousine picks us up, drops us off. We have to walk the red carpet, and we're just want me kids, and we're like, "What the fuck are we doing here?"
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I put my head down and I just kept walking because I was embarrassed.
Oh.
And then behind me, the crowd's going crazy. So I'm thinking to myself, "What the fuck is that for us?" So we turned around, and it was Brandon Fraser. So
Yeah, but if you brought Brendan Fraser to the swap meet, he wouldn't get any love.
he wouldn't get any fucking love.
Dude, come
They'll
on.
be all on my fierro. Anyway.
That's right.
So now the cruise ship.
Yeah.
What comes next? Did you say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna dive in butt naked and let's do this"?
Well, I transferred colleges, so I was at a JC, a community college, at that time, and then I went to. Sorry, I keep knocking this guy over.
Just leave his ass down.
Yeah, stay down, stay down. I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and then I put on my own shows in the dorms. So I would like organize the shows, and anyone could sign up, do whatever they wanted: poetry, dance, singing, guitar, and then I would host it. And at the end, I would do like a long show of my own. So I do 20 minutes at the end.
Okay.
And so that kind of got me going with my friends and stuff. And then I entered a contest in LA called The Funniest Person in the Valley. And it was in the San Fernando Valley. And ended up, out of like hundreds of comedians, ended up taking second place. This was like way back. I was maybe
shit.
21. Yeah.
Okay, now I have to ask you this because we talked about this, that in the 80s and 90s, you couldn't do nobody else's scratching if you were a DJ.
Right.
You couldn't do nobody else's blending if you were a DJ. You couldn't pop or break somebody else's moves because you were considered a biter. Okay?
Right.
Did you write your own jokes or did you take them from somebody else and use them?
I've always written my own stuff.
Okay.
But I think like you're going to find similarities with whatever, because we all are looking at the same stuff, and we're all
right.
There's really a variety of ways you could take something, and you're going to have the same parallel thinking. Like the way that I know, like the parallel thinking, what you really could, like, you remember the show At Midnight? It was Chris Hardwick. It was the host, and it was on Comedy Central. Basically, it came on at midnight, and he would do a hashtag contest every night on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
He'd be like like an example would be like come up with it'd be like comic book, a rap song, right? And so you combine like a comic book and a rap song, and then you do a parody of like, I can't think of an example right now, but you take Notorious B.I.G.'s name and you make it into a superhero, a rapper or something, right?
Okay.
So there would be so many people who would have the same joke. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
So like that shows you, it was just illustrates parallel thinking. And some people would get mad at each other and be like, I already said that. And I'm like, dude, we're all thinking of the same thing. Of course, we're going to come up with the same stuff.
Well, it's almost like this. And I had another comedian say this, that, and I won't mention the big comedian's name that got really offended because I respect them. And I wouldn't say just throw them out there. But that, okay, Donald Trump, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall.
I know it is, yeah.
A lot of fucking comedians talked about the wall.
Right.
That if I'm a comedian and I hear you talk about the wall, I'm not going to say, that dumb motherfucker bit my shit.
Yeah.
No, it's a trending fucking topic.
Right.
You know, if we're talking about fake booties, fake titties, and then if you talk about fake booties, fake titties, I'm gonna be like, that dumb motherfucker bit my shit.
Right.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Do you think, and I have to ask this, do you think that that's possibly what Carlos Mencia was being accused of?
Yeah, well, there's so many people that accuse him, and I have nothing to say like as far as like he's always been cool to me.
Yeah,
he probably wouldn't even remember me, but we met a couple times. He gave me some good advice once. He said, "Don't people are going to pass you on the way up and the way down, and you got to just keep focused on what you do." And so I always remembered that, whether or not he has stolen every word he's ever said.
Right.
That dude can perform.
See, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Where do you rank him at as far as performing?
I mean, he's amazing. He's an amazing performer. Like, you cannot take that away from him. I saw him in New York once, and the way that he, like, there's laughs, but he had this audience that I saw. They were dying, like out of control. Everybody in the room at the same time. That's really hard to do.
Bro, let me tell you something. Okay, let me.
It doesn't make it right. If he did steal anything, it doesn't make that right.
No, it doesn't make. You're absolutely right. So
Right.
I agree with you. Before the shit hit the fan with his career,
Yeah.
I used to watch his shit. Mind the Mancia or just his specials when he would sell out stadiums, okay, or arenas, I should say, and. Fuck, bro. I'm not lying to you. And I didn't do this for a lot. And I'm a big Richard Pryor. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, But when I watch his fucking stand-ups, bro, I'd be fucking dying, bro.
Yeah, man.
It was to the point where my oh God.
Yeah.
And I got to press pause.
Yeah.
Now, another guy that made me feel this way, and I'm not saying he's better, and I'm not saying Carlos is better, but George Lopez stand-up. Mm-hmm. The reason why I bring up George Lopez is because I couldn't stand his fucking sitcom. Now, my kids grew up in that. Dude, let's watch the George Lopez when that song Lowrider would come on.
Yeah.
They grew up on that. They loved it. I couldn't watch it. And one day when I meet him, I'll tell him. But
Okay.
But when I saw his stand-up, oh
George
my
is
God.
a beast, dude.
Oh my God.
He's a beast.
I repented that I ever felt that way about him.
Carlos is one of the. George is like, I believe, the first person to confront Carlos about stealing.
I heard about
way
that.
back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, like I think one of his specials, I might have this wrong, but one of his specials, like he supposedly George said that he stole jokes from him, and like he like confronted him about it, and
I heard he choked his ass.
I said confront.
Right.
I said the
Right.
the washed version. Like he confronted him with his hands around his neck piece.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? And people have said now that his career is fucking down the toilet ever since Joe Rogan exposed him. I don't hear a lot about that, but
Definitely affected it.
yes,
Yeah.
like big time. You know what? My thing is, and again, I'm not a comedian. I can make people laugh, on some dumb shit. But one thing, if I would have stole something, I might as well just say, look, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe it came out when my fucking mind went blank, and the last thing that I could think about was every Schwartz joke.
Yeah.
I'll call him and I'll apologize. As a matter of fact, I'll even take him on tour with me.
You know that Robin Williams was like, a lot of people accuse him, and he's like my idol. But a lot of people accuse him of stealing, and then they say, well, what happens is he just has this photographic memory, or like he had this, like, he remembered everything, and sometimes he didn't know if it was his thought or somebody else's. And then if somebody ever confronted him about, like, hey, that was my joke that you took, he would like write him a check right there and be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize.
No, you know what? And let me say something on behalf of some comedians, even though, again, I'm not a comedian, but coming from a producer's perspective, I've sat in studios with great producers who I will leave unnamed. They're known all over the world, okay? Multi-platinum producers, okay? And I've been there when they did a song. In my mind, I'm hearing, oh, he's remaking that one song. And I found he's done. He goes, so what do you think? And I was like, sounds cool. I said, but isn't that Mary J. Blige song? And he said, no, I just made it up right now.
Yeah.
And I said, no, that's that Mary J. Blige song, bro, on the first album. And he was like, bro, you saw me I just made it. And I said, look, bro, is it possible that you have so much music going on?
Yeah.
That you hear shit, but it's really somebody else's.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you were talking about, Robin Williams having a photographic memory.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know if it's somebody else's or yours.
Yeah.
So what I did, and this is during the time we had CDs, I went to the car. Play that, bro. I said, I'm not trying to come against you.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near you, but just play it. And he played it, and he fucking deleted it. He goes, you're right.
Wow. Dude, you know, there's parallel thinking. There's like, we get influenced subconsciously by things.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. So, and at the same time, they're really, if you really wanted to trace things back to something else, you could probably do that for any piece of art.
Yes.
You're like, oh, this was influenced by
Ron Jeremy's hand.
Ron Jeremy's hand, right? Yeah. This is the Ron Jeremy's hand, and they made a whole franchise off.
Yeah,
of it.
and you notice it's like this.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
So that's another crazy dude right now that's being accused of some crazy shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. Now, at what point, man, did you start like thinking, fuck, this is pretty damn good. I'm getting pretty damn good at this shit. Have you ever had tough crowds where like, these
all the
motherfuckers
time.
were like mannequins. They just wouldn't, you couldn't
All the
get a
time.
giggle.
All the time.
You couldn't even get a fart out of them.
I always have to remind myself. You know what? I'm usually pretty successful with the farts.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really not my problem.
Right.
But no. I think I always have to remind myself to start from zero every time. Once I think that I have it locked up, I got this. That's when I bomb. And you're always for me, I'm always at risk. You could always bomb. You never have anything. You got to always earn it. You got to always prove it to yourself once again. I always try to, watch the audience, see who they are, stereotype them basically is like, you look at them, you go, what would that kind of person be into? And, 9 times out of 10, you're kind of right. You have some semblance of like, the reason that you thought that just by basing off of what you see them doing, how you see them acting, their body language. So I really try to like remind myself like, hey, you don't have it in the bag. You got to try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Would you say, because this is what I'm looking at, would you say that DJing possibly helped your comedy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and let me explain, and maybe you can elaborate a little bit more. Because one thing about when you're setting up, you're eyeing the crowd.
Yep.
You're reading the crowd, what song I'm going to play first or whatnot. Then at certain times of the night, you play those certain songs, bro.
Yep.
So I look at that almost like punchlines. I got to hit them right there.
Yeah.
Is this, am I close?
Because I was a DJ first, I think DJing influenced how I approach comedy. Because what you're saying, exactly what you're saying, you watch the audience, how do they respond to that song? Oh, if they like that song, if they like More Bounce to the Ounce, wait till I play this song coming up. Wait till I play 24 Karat Magic, because it's a throwback type of song, but it's the new hot song right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I look at like jokes or pieces that I do as like records, and I can improvise on them, which is like scratching or beat juggling, and I can I can play them in a certain order so that I can affect the crowd, or like, oh, they responded to that one, I should play this one next.
Right.
Or this came up in the audience, I should play this bit, this song, this joke. And I actually do music in my show, so it's very similar to DJing for me.
You know, it's funny because, like, okay, you got record crates. I don't know if you would stack them. I used to stack mine up really high.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, you know, the record crates.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at comedy and say, okay, in this crate, I have this skit.
Yeah.
I have this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, certain ones go with others. Like,
Yeah.
you know, do you ever catch yourself when you're DJing and you go, man, I wish I could think of a different way to play these 3 songs in different areas, but they go so well together.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when I separate them, it's the same thing with bits, with jokes. Sometimes it's just, they create that perfect sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, I kind of sometimes feel like I'm DJing my comedy. A lot of times I do.
DJs practice in their room, okay?
Yeah.
Do you practice your comedy in the room? Is there such thing as that? Like,
Yeah. I used to do it more. Like when I first started, I would like do it in front of the mirror a lot. And the car is a really good place. For every comedian is different. There are
Yes.
comedians that will only do stuff on stage.
okay.
But that is the place where you can really see if something works. And I could write something like to the T, but once I perform it, for some reason, the crowd tells me what they're gonna go for and what they're not. And I've developed a sense of like, oh, I got to say this differently because they didn't exactly understand the way that I said it. So I got to clarify here. And when I perform it, sometimes it straightens itself out. The more and more you perform it, it just will straighten itself out.
You ever perform in front of your family, and what did they think?
They came to my special taping. They loved
no
it.
shit.
Yeah, they loved this was, and I did a joke about my dad and everything, selling clothing and all that stuff. But yeah, they're very supportive. I'm lucky. You know, a lot of artists' parents are not always supportive, especially at the beginning, but they've always been cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they've always been cool.
You mentioned Robin Williams, possibly, if I'm correct, one of your favorites, or your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. Who? If I were to twist your arm and tell you, give me your top 5 all-time comedians ever.
I now, like when I started, I could probably do that.
Okay.
Now I don't think I can do it because there's so many good comedians, so many great comedians, and so many, like, they just do different things. It's like I could almost maybe tell you my favorite DJs more than, you know, I don't know. It's like they're better at different things than others. You know what I mean? Like, I think people try to rank comedy more than they do music, where you go, you know, do you have a favorite musician? Well, yeah, maybe in every genre, right?
Yeah,
like hip hop, I love A Tribe Called Quest, but like rock, I like the Foo Fighters. They're both amazing, but they're not competing. And I see comedians as that like Larry the Cable Guy is not going to have the same appeal as Bill Burr. You know what I mean? Like, they're just different audiences. It doesn't make one of them better than the other. I know people would probably say that's a bad comparison because Larry the Cable Guy is, you know, he's it's just a different genre. But, you know, somebody in the South might be like, that's our guy.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? Now, I'll give an example of, well, somebody asked me, and this was off camera, do you like Joe Rogan comedy? Okay. Now, I tried listening to Joe Rogan. Okay. But I only saw one, so I'm going to be fair. I only saw one, and I just couldn't get into it.
A podcast or his comedy?
No, I love watching his podcast.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I actually learn a lot from his podcast. And I don't watch a lot of podcasts, but from him, especially when he got guys like Alex Jones and, you know, like I was watching Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. He explained how Bushwick Bill got shot in the eye, you know, so he has good content. But he was asking me, you know, have you ever tried watching his stand-up? And I tried watching one, and I just, either I was tired, bro, or it was just boring as fuck, you know? But my boy said, no, that was the wrong one. You need to watch this one. All right, cool. Have you watched the stand-up, and what's your opinion?
It's been a while since I've watched it, but I think that he's a really good stand-up. Yeah, I think he's a good stand-up to me. I mean, he's appealing to a certain audience, and like he does a great job of that. I think where he really, really shines obviously the most. And you know, his podcast is the biggest one in the world. Like,
yes,
he's so good at it. And I think that I don't agree with everything he says.
Right.
But weirdly, I think the people that criticize him the most probably have not listened to him a lot. Because if you listen to a lot of his, like a big like cross section of his stuff, he really is like pretty like well-rounded.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said some stuff where I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? But then he said a lot of stuff where like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Yeah. And he even said, I think on a recent one that I heard was like, he said conflicting things. He said he's been on one side of an issue and on the other side of the issue because he's just talking. Like, you know, you as a person, you'll say one thing one day and then you might change your mind later,
right.
or it might be in a different context.
Right.
So I think he's just talking. He's not like writing a book every time he's doing a podcast.
Okay, you know, like he said something, like I was watching him talk about the OJ case. Somehow in the conversation, but he was talking to a comedian.
Yeah.
And he said, I was rewatching the OJ case, and you know, he was like saying like, it's amazing how that guy got away with that shit. You know, obviously he must think he's fucking guilty. So then he goes, but he tells a comedian this, and this is where he kind of threw me off. He was like, but I'm not gonna lie, I'd fuck OJ. Would you fuck him? Now, as an alpha male, we don't say those kind of jokes.
Okay.
So then the guy goes, yeah, I'd fuck him too. And he goes, let's fuck him together. and then I'm like,
just fucking around.
And I know that. And I get it. See, but look, but I couldn't fuck around like that. And then he tells the guy, do you want the front of the back? We'll spit roast his ass.
But see, and then, you know what? Then somebody will be like, we'll put that in a tweet. He said he wants to fuck OJ. But there's no sarcasm in their tweet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean, and I get it. And I get it. And I think, you know, I like watching this podcast, but I just couldn't joke around like that, you know. But now let's talk about other stand-ups. Do you ever find?
Let's talk about these mother.
Yeah. Do you ever look at guys that like possibly are great stand-ups, but in movies they suck, or maybe they're great in movies, but in stand-ups they suck, vice versa?
To me, anyone who's doing both of those is made it. You know,
dope.
I mean, like, dude, I'm all for like, let's root for each other. I'm not gonna criticize you if you're doing your thing, because I know what I do. I've become okay with it's not gonna appeal to everybody.
Yes,
you know what I mean, and that's like you take any entertainer in the world, and no matter how popular they are, they have a huge amount of people that don't like what they do, and that's fine. That means like when I get a negative comment on YouTube or something, I always think, well, that's good, because now it's getting to an audience it was never intended for, you know?
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, okay? And this is very important, especially in the rap game today, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna narrow it down even further.
Yeah.
In the Chicano rap game.
Okay.
There is a genre now that people call Chicano rap. Okay. There's a lot of fucking hate. Like a lot of hate. They could be cool and follow each other on Instagram, but in reality, fuck that motherfucker, fucking level pussy ass motherfucker. You know, there's a lot of fucking hate.
Oh.
In the comedy.
Yeah.
Is there hate amongst comedians?
Yeah, there is. People got See
to us from the outside, we look at them, we're like, how? You guys are funny.
Yeah, dude. Nah, you know? But people do. Yeah. It's like high school. You know? Cliques, gossip. I try not to engage with that.
Right.
I try to.
You seem like a cool dude that would talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But is there comedians that have hated on you? You don't have to name them.
Yeah.
And for what reasons? Why?
Well, I'm doing something different.
Okay.
That's probably the main reason.
That's the main reason, yeah.
Is that I'm doing something not conventional, because I'm taking stand-up and I'm mixing it with music. Number one, a lot of purists would be like, that's not stand-up. You know what I mean?
So is there a comedy police?
I guess.
Like, that's not comedy.
Yeah.
That's not stand-up.
But to me, it's for me, I'm like, if you're being true to yourself, then be true to yourself. And that's, for me, that is true to myself. I grew up with hip hop. I grew up like
The
as
culture.
a DJ.
Yeah.
With the, and my stepdad is Mexican. I grew up with the culture. I talk about that on stage. So I'm not being untrue to myself. I'm telling my story, and I'm hoping, like, what I try to do with music is, like, I'm using it more as a vehicle for the comedy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I have the capacity to do it, if I have the ability to do music and pull it off and give people a great show, I would be dumb not to.
Yeah.
To do something different. Like, isn't that what we're trying to do as artists, is try to do something different?
Absolutely. Those are the rap artists that hit, are the ones that are doing something different.
Yeah.
If you're busy trying to sound like everybody else, look like everybody else,
Yeah.
you know, be like everybody else, who's going to stand out? None of you guys.
Yeah. I was never get that. It's like, why do you want me to do it like you? You know, it's like you want me to be like you? Like, no, you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there, you know, any up and coming, I don't want to say artists, but comedians that you've seen, like, fuck, that dude's got it right there?
So many, dude. There's so many. The guys who opened my special, who are my openers on my special, are so funny. Jason Cheney is hilarious. This guy, Rene Vaca, is so funny. Andrew Orolfo is a Filipino comedian. Well, I only say that because we went to Philippines together. I used to open for Joe Coy.
Oh,
And,
okay.
Yeah, and I helped out with his special that he shot in the Philippines, and the comedians that were on there, Andrew Lopez, Andrew Orolfo, and Joey Gila, are all great. And Joey's actually in Joe's new movie, Easter Sunday. So Asif Ali is also in that. There's so many great, like, up and coming. I don't know. There's
you
so
don't
many.
have to drop no names, but is there any comedians that have made it big and you say to yourself, that motherfucker's overrated?
I would never say that.
Come on,
even
bro.
if I thought it. No,
You know-
man. I mean, I really see it as like those different genres. If I'm not into it, then cool. It's not for me, but I still respect what they've, like, anyone who's made it to a certain level, like, you got to respect that.
Right.
They did something really right, and it took a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, I know with the work that I just put into my special that probably no one will ever notice. I mean, except the audience of the Roadium Radio podcast, because you listen. But the work that I put into it, like, I mean, I don't know if people are really even interested in that. But any artist that you've seen like that gets to that national level, chances are, like, they worked their asses off and they did a lot of right things.
Have you ever written something down and said, fuck, this is going to kill him?
Oh, yeah,
And
all
then
the
you
time.
went up there and it was like, okay, maybe it wasn't that good.
I can't remember specifically, but yeah, that probably happens half the time.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like that? Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, like, you think something's going to go, and then you just keep trying it, and you go, oh, this is what I meant. I didn't say it right. I didn't set it up right. Like, so much of doing a joke is the setup, painting the clear picture to people in their minds, you getting them to think what you want them to think, and then the punchline, which, you know,
Right.
which is the other half of it.
Okay.
So
You going up there up on stage, do you still
Yeah.
get nervous?
I always try to think of it as, like, excitement, but yeah, there are times when I'm like, it's like I look at every set as a puzzle.
Okay.
Right? Like, some of these puzzles you've done a million times.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I know how to do this one. Still, don't take it for granted, but, you know, do what you got to do. But, like, I feel comfortable with this puzzle. And sometimes I've never done this puzzle before. Like, when the pandemic started, we were doing shows outside. These are all these new puzzles, doing shows on Zoom. And you're like, oh, shit, how are they going to, I'm only going to hear one person. They're not going to be able to hear me. How is this going to work? And you're like nervous. It's a new situation. I did stand up in Spanish a couple times.
Really?
I felt like a new comedian again.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the response on that?
I've done it twice. It's been a while. First time I did like 5 minutes and it was awesome. It was great. And the second time I did like 15 and it was harder because, you know, a lot of stuff doesn't translate. And I was basically trying to translate it in Spanish.
Yeah.
and I'm maybe not using exactly the right words. So that picture that I'm trying to paint is not coming across as it did in English.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it didn't go as well the second time, but got some laughs, and I actually like those kinds of challenges. You know, one time I was on the Vans Warped Tour.
Okay.
In 2015, and I thought, okay, we're gonna have like our own. The Vans Warped Tour has like 1 million stages of music, and I thought, okay, we're gonna have our own comedy stage. It's gonna be far away from all the noise of all these stages. But no, it was right in the middle of like 5 rock bands, and you're trying to do comedy. You can't even hear yourself, and the audience, like, you would think it wouldn't work, but it actually worked because the audience wanted it. So that's like a nerve-wracking thing where you're like, I don't even know if they can hear me. So yeah, I kind of like those. I kind of like those challenge sets sometimes because they teach you a new thing.
Yeah. Now, do you remember getting your first headlining gig?
I think it was. I don't remember exactly which one it was. I think I remember my first headlining like weekend was at this place called Rooster Tea Feathers in Sunnyvale, which is like Bay Area, like San Jose area. Yeah.
Do you fly a lot or do you drive a lot to these places?
Well, you know, I mean both, but more lately because of like because airfare is so expensive now.
Yeah.
I've been doing more driving. Been trying to do more regional stuff until when my special comes out. I'm kind of saving my bigger travel till after that.
Okay.
So
you know, in the very beginning when you were up, I eventually want to get into your special.
Yeah.
'Cause I want to promote it here. But
oh, cool.
When you first started to be an up and coming, if you will, comedian, did you ever like perform in front of 3 people, 2 people?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
One time, the 3 people, yeah, for sure. One time I did 3 people that were so drunk they couldn't even let me finish one joke. They were just stepping on everything.
Like heckling?
They couldn't control themselves. Like I feel like heckling is like mean spirited, but they could not be at a show and listen because they were so drunk. Like I'd try to say something, and they would like blurt something out.
What the fuck was that?
And it was 3 people of the drunkest people I had ever seen, and the whole time. So I just like got through it, man. After a while, you just go, okay, it's not going to go like you planned.
So let's just say I tell you, I've been doing comedy for 2 months. How much time would I get at a ordinary club?
It's so relative because like you could be doing it for 2 months and be amazing, and you could be doing it for 2 years and suck, and so it just. That's why what Carlos Mencia told me, like I said, was like people are going to pass you on the way up and the way down. You just got to focus with blinders on what you're doing. So time doesn't, it's like, you know, if you practice once in 2 months versus every day, you're going to probably see different results.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've had a handful of comedians here, and one guy told me, you know, they give me a 5-minute set. That's what he told me. And I said, 5 minutes?
At the beginning, you get shorter sets.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. And then I said, well, how was that? It's just 5 minutes. And he said, bro, when you're up on stage, it's like fucking an eternity,
It's
bro.
a while. You could do a lot in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I did 2 5-minute sets last night.
Really?
Yeah, and I wanted to do only 5 minutes because I just did the special, and I'm trying to build new material. So if I just go out and do a short thing, focus on the new thing that I got to do and get out.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, because I go 5 minutes. He goes, bro, especially if like your fucking jokes ain't going.
Oh yeah, dude.
He said, fuck, I started sweating like a fucking dog in a Chinese kitchen. That's what he said. He goes like, bro, like I was fucking sweating.
I
bro.
started sweating like Eric Schwartz on a 100-degree day in Tony A's garage.
Nah, I mean,
See that? Can the audience see?
Flick it at him. Flick it at him.
There are drops coming off my head.
Stick 'em.
Waterfall. Stick
Stick
'em.
'em.
Ha ha ha. Stick 'em.
my sweat, I flick him.
Even from my crotch. Oh, that's gross.
To the window. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about your special now.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, how long now would you say? I guess you said you were 19. Is
Yeah.
that what you count back to your comedy? How many years now have you been doing comedy?
So what you're just asking me in a longer way is, how old are you? I've been doing comedy 28 years.
Oh, 28 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said 48. No, I'm going to play.
No.
28 years.
28 years.
And do you ever, I know this might be a dumb question, but I just have to ask. Do you ever plan to retire from comedy and like, okay, I hang it up, I'm good? Or do you feel like, fuck no?
I'm not planning it. I don't plan on it. I don't see the end. Maybe one day I will. But, I mean, there's got to be a time to stop, right? I don't know. I think it's just me. It's just more, you know, like DJing is you.
Correct.
So, like, it's like asking, hey, you ever going to stop being you? And
Right.
no, I don't think, you
I
know.
I just have to
it's,
ask.
yeah, part of you.
You know, being a DJ, few people would understand what I'm about to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Here we go
Okay.
right here. So here's the needle.
Uh-huh.
Here's the turntable, right?
Yeah, I see it.
We do this.
Oh, yeah.
Few people know that today because today we have needleless turntables.
Right.
There's no
Controllers.
fucking fun. Yeah. But
But you would lick it? You lick the needle?
no, I lick my finger
Yeah.
like this and then clean the needle.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, a lot of times when you don't clean your record, that needle collects dust.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it looks like a little furry fucking thing.
Yeah.
So you just clear that motherfucker and it'll look like a little piece of fur,
Yeah, a needle booger.
a needle booger.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You got to pick that needle. But when you did that, I was like, "He's talking about turntables right now? Is he really talking about turntables?"
Yeah. Or it's like this. When you see something, only an old school DJ would know this. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
right here.
Okay. Let's see if I know this. See if I'm old school. Okay. Take the paper. You fold it. Oh yes. This. Okay. What he just did, guys, is the hole in the record. It got so loose from him scratching so hard. It's time. It's time. It's time. So to close the hole up, you put a little piece of paper in there to make it tighter.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
girls, if you want to make it tighter, you got to have them lick it up.
Yeah. So the record that you were trying to play was a slut. And
She's loose.
Yeah. And you put your cock ring on. Sorry.
A shoehorn.
A shoehorn, right. You said, I'm going to put my extension on and fatten it up a little bit.
Nah, I mean. Okay, so let's talk about
Yeah.
your special.
Okay.
When did you start recording it? Is it a series? What is it?
So it's a comedy special. Like you tune into an hour special on Netflix. So yeah. So but the pre-production for this thing, this is a multimedia comedy special, right? So I shot it at this place called Avalon in Hollywood, and it was really the only place I wanted to do it because they have 13 huge LED video walls, right? So I designed the show to all the video elements to work with that specific setup. So it's really like, it felt more like an immersive experience when you were there. I do music, and now I added visuals to the music. So it's kind of like a live music videos when I break into song. I guess I would describe it as like a part stand-up, part concert, and part musical. There's a storyline that goes through it.
So it's a 1 hour special.
A 1 hour special. Yeah.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
where can people see this?
We're editing right now. So
Okay.
you can't, so we're going to then try to sell it somewhere.
Oh.
And if we successfully sell it, it'll be on that platform. If we don't find the right situation, I'm putting it on YouTube, which a lot of comedians are doing that right now because we have control.
Yes.
And we can, sometimes if you sell it to a network, you may not have, they may not push you. And,
Yeah.
so for the control, even Joe Rogan, I think, is doing his next special on YouTube.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah. You keep your own monetization.
Yeah, you keep the monetization, which you're not going to make all that much from YouTube streams, even if it's very successful. You make some back. But I think where the monetization comes is from ticket sales.
Ticket sales, yeah.
Yeah.
People will say you will book you or whatever.
Yeah, and
back in the 90s, we had to have an agency and they found us shows.
Yeah.
And then we had a road manager. Do you have anything like that now where they find you shows? And
I have done that. I have done that in the past. But for the last few years, I've been doing most of it on my own.
Okay.
And I just realized, like, until I have the need and the right team, the right people that I want to work with, that's part of the reason I'm doing this special,
Okay.
is to kind of like realign some things. And dude, there's so many with the internet. There's so much stuff you can do on your own.
Yeah.
So
very true, very true. You know, okay.
Made me be way more organized with everything.
Okay. Is all your comedy clean?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Why do people think that?
No, I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, a lot of people think that it's clean. And I said fuck on the podcast already. I don't know if you heard it, but I said it a couple times, and I meant it. I meant it, people. I said the F word. Yeah, your boy.
Exactly. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Okay. Now, is it true people have said that comedians have gotten farther by being clean?
Oh, yeah, I see the value in that. My aunt always told me that. So, yeah, I can work clean if I need to. And I would say I'm probably on the cleaner side. I don't really get into... I'm not super graphic about things, but I'm not clean. Like, I'm not like... Not a pussy. I said another one. Yeah, I mean... I think you can have different ways, different approaches for different situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know this until people started bringing that out to me. To me, if you're funny, you're funny. But people are like, oh, I like slapstick comedy. I like dry comedy. I like this kind of comedy. I didn't know that there was different ones. I just thought if you're funny, you're funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I don't know that, anyone falls into exactly those parameters because I probably overlap a few of those,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, I think what you like is what you like, Yeah, I think what you like is what you like.
All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go ahead and connect. We're going to go ahead and put the number up. And if you guys have a call, once again, for Mr. Schwartz, okay, go ahead and call. If you guys have a question pertaining to comedy or maybe you want him to, whatever.
Sweat on you.
Yes, exactly. Maybe you can give advice to an up-and-coming comic.
Yeah, sure. We put these on?
Yes, but I'll tell you right now when we get the call.
Ooh, all right.
So once again, go ahead and the phone lines are open.
The number is 310-593-5835.
976.
Oh, dang.
Remember that
Taking
one?
it back to the 90s.
Yeah, so, okay, let's see. Let's see what somebody has to say. Okay. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
I know, this is Caesar from Paris.
What's up, Caesar? How you doing,
Caesar.
How you doing?
Caesar from Paris.
How you doing, Mr. Schwartz? Hey, yeah, Caesar from Paris, Mr. Schwartz. Check this out, Mr. Funny Man. I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't the chicken cross the road?
Oh, man. Why didn't the chicken cross the road?
Because it was chicken.
Dang.
Because it was chicken.
Give him a hand clap. Because it was chicken.
I'm here all night.
man.
I'm here all night, Tony.
Please stay on all night.
I'm free for booking, Tony.
Please stay
I got
on
you,
longer.
Bro. Throw a little joke here and there.
Yo, if you're going to be here all night, give me another one.
Yeah, give me another one. Give us another one.
All right. Yeah, I'll give you one more. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh, look, he
to get
did.
to the other side.
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Turn it around. Turn it around on us.
Yeah,
Get the
okay.
waiter. I got maybe
Yo, if you
but
got
I really don't want to go X-rated with it.
if you got a third chicken joke, I don't care how dirty it is, but if this shit works, you're going on the road with me, baby.
Hell yeah, let's go. Give us another one.
Give me
us
another chicken
one
joke,
more.
please.
All right. Yeah.
Where did the chicken cross the road? What? How?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to change the joke up. Yo, you got a third one? Oh my God.
Now you got me sweating. I'm leaving my...
You sound muffled, bro. You sound muffled.
Now you're going to get...
Yo.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so who?
We're good. Go ahead.
Want my knock-knock joke? Knock-knock.
Oh my God.
Knock-knock.
Who is it?
So insulting. Go ahead. Who is it? Who's there?
Well, who is it? You got to say, who's there? Tony, come on, man.
Who
Come
is
on,
it?
baby.
Who is it? Who's there?
Who's there? Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Who?
Ding dong mean let me.
Ding dong means let
Put 'em
me
in.
in.
Caesar from I'm ready, man. Co-host.
All right.
Yo.
Dope. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Guys, Caesar from third grade.
Hey, I just need your son. I just needed your son to put the little cricket noises at the end of that. That would have been perfect.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
okay, I got
man.
one for you. Why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
Why?
He didn't have the guts.
Why?
Oh God. Oh my God. I don't know, you guys. Yo, this is the equivalent to like if you go up to a rapper, and you're like, well, I'm Eric Schwartz, and I'm here to say that I like to rap in a major way. That's what you guys are doing to me right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
guys are,
All right, brother. Muchas gracias, bro.
thank you, man.
Thank you for taking my call, Mr. Schwartz.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
I was forced to. Don't worry.
Congratulations.
Just kidding. No. Thank you, man.
Here we go. Thank you, carnal.
Thank you, carnal. You know a carnal. I love that word.
Yes.
Carnal. It comes from the word carne,
Carne asada?
which means meat. You know what I mean? You're from my meat, carnal.
You're from my meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then the other one was, why didn't the skeleton cross the road? Because he didn't have the heart. The dum-dum.
Boom. Hey, how about, does anyone have questions or do people need advice? Do they need our advice for anything?
Yeah. Do they need advice? Are you guys
Do
heartbroken?
they want to talk about the Roadium? Do they remember the clothing that we sold at Space F-14? Do they remember with the label we sold called ID number? Do you remember that?
Yes.
ID number? We sold a lot of that. Do you remember the that I had to charge tax and you got mad?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Is Tangela out there? Tangela, she was one of our best customers, and her grandmother and her mom would come all the time. And Tangela asked me to her prom.
Really?
Yeah, and I said, I can't go.
Why?
It was really far.
Okay.
I lived in Thousand Oaks, and she was down here like Carson or whatever. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to get down there because I don't have a driver's license. So I couldn't go.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's before Uber.
Callers, let's go. We got the number up. You guys want to call? Even if you don't like us, just call us anyways. Let's waste some time.
Yeah.
So, callers, let's go. If not, we're choosing up.
Tony A asked me some great questions, and he kept it going. You're a great interviewer, dude.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Mom Nancy Escondido.
Escondido. How you doing, brother?
Escondido.
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey,
Yo.
Hey, bro. Much love to Tony. Hey,
Yeah.
but Eric Shorts, dog. Hey, I first heard about you, bro. I'm a long time P1. So when you went on Rock 1053, bro, that's when I was like, man, this dude is funny, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, I mean, so shout out to Eddie, bro, and Sky, Thor, and Emily, and all them, bro. But
Yeah.
man, you did a song about San Diego, bro. That was dope, man. I mean, shout out to you for doing that.
San Diego, you're America's finest city.
Hey.
You're so
Yes,
fine.
sir. Let's get it.
Yo,
Ow.
San Diego
Hey,
song.
man, but that's what's up. Hey, that's crazy that you, Tony A, that you have Eric Schwartz, bro. That's what's up, man.
Yo,
But
I
this
started
is
at
funny,
the
bro, but
I started at the Roadium swap meet, not doing comedy, but like I don't know if you heard the beginning, but that's where I started. I was very influenced by Tony
I've been
A's
listening since the beginning.
mixtape. Okay, cool. Thanks for listening the whole
right,
time,
man.
man.
Thank you, bro. Hey, you know what? I got to ask you something. Do you got a joke for us?
Oh,
You got a joke?
me?
You got a joke for us?
Nah, Eric's the comedian.
Ah,
boy.
see, that's a respectful guy. That's a respectful guy. Not trying to kill us with the
sir.
chicken jokes. That was a test, man, and you passed.
Hey, but hey, shout me out next time you're on Rock 1053, bro. P1 Mob, man.
I couldn't understand. What did you say? P15? What's your name?
P1 Mob, MOBB.
D1 Mob?
I think so.
P1 Mob.
Like Division
P1
1?
Mob, like Rock 105. You know how they have P1?
Oh, I don't know because
Yeah,
I only listen when I'm down there doing the show because I can't get it in LA. But D1, like D,
Oh,
like
you
the letter.
suck, bro. You're no fun, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, Eric. I thought you was from San Diego, baby.
No, I'm not. I'm not from
Nah,
there.
bro, I'm just
My
playing,
mom.
bro. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you,
But I
brother.
thought you liked me though.
Hell yeah.
Don't go.
All good, my brother. Thank you, carnal.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I think he said D1 Mob, right?
Yes, I believe
D1
so.
Mob. No, that guy was cool. That guy was really cool.
Yeah. Okay, callers, come on. We got a couple of more minutes. We're gonna take some more fucking phone calls. And if you guys got any jokes, call in because we're entertaining right now, Mr. Schwartz.
Yo, and D1 Mob from Escondido. I just got to tell you, it was hard to make
Yes.
out what it was. I don't know if it was the phone line or something, but I did want to hear what you were saying, and I wasn't trying to make fun of it. D1 Mob, if I'm saying that correctly.
Let's go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Steve-O from Pueblo, Colorado.
Steve-O from Pueblo, Colorado. What's good, my brother?
Pueblo.
You got a question for
Hey,
Mr.
what's
Schwartz?
up, guys? Yeah, I want to know what. First of all, I want to say, Eric, you're a funny dude, but I want to tell you, ask you questions.
Sure,
What's
man. Thank you.
your Mount Rushmore of comedians?
I said that I think I said at the beginning. I think when I started, my Mount Rushmore was Robin Williams, George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, and Dice Clay. That's when I started. Those are the first few that kind of got me into it.
What about now? If I had to twist
Now
your arm?
I don't know if I could do it now. I mean, I think of the guys who I think are at the top of the chain right now would probably be Chappelle, Kevin Hart, the guy that I opened for, Joe Coy, is probably on there, and Fluffy are the guys that are just like killing it as far as success and all that. But there's so many people that I like that I think are like Bo Burnham. I love Bo Burnham. And I don't know, there's just so many, dude.
Okay.
Bill Burr's great.
What about Eric Schwartz? What do you think about his ass?
Man, that's not even on a Mount Rushmore. That's up in heaven with God. That's how you got to think of yourself. Yo,
good.
I'm on God's Mount Rushmore.
Pueblo, Colorado, do you have a joke for us?
Let me see.
Chicken joke, please.
I usually do. I don't want to give away all my good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because he does
You're
bite
right.
jokes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, I'm on Mount Rushmore because I steal from everybody. I'm on. That's what God likes.
I'm drawing a blank right now. Sorry,
That's cool.
Oh,
dude,
good.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for calling in, dude. Hopefully I can make it out to Pueblo.
Yes. All right, bro.
That's close to Colorado Springs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's keep it pushing. Okay, let's see. Callers, we got a couple of more minutes. Let's talk to Mr. Schwartz. Give us a joke. Let's see. Okay. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, this is Jude Prost from Chicago.
Chi-Town. What's up, Jude?
Chi-Town, that's right. Nothing. My coworker Jonathan put this podcast on.
Yeah.
And I was listening, and he told me I should call in. Never listened before. Y'all are funny.
Oh, you said that very, almost.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
funny.
a good time. I mean, it's something to listen to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Something
Y'all
to
are
kill
funny.
time.
I got to say, as a caller, you're all right. We've had better.
I'm sure I'm just all right.
Yeah, we've had better. But you'll do. You'll fill some time if we have to. If I'm taking a shit,
No, I mean,
Yeah, that's right. Great.
I'm just kidding. No, dude. You know what though?
I'm actually
For you to call in to take time out of your day, that really means that we fucking own you, bro.
Yeah, you do fucking
Charges
that's right. Well, you
to
know what?
your phone.
I had nothing better to do at work. I had nothing better to do than call in.
Oh my God.
he's probably a
Thank you.
supervisor or a manager.
These are the most underhanded compliments I've ever received.
Oh, good. Brother, do you got a question or do you got a joke? You got a chicken joke?
He just wanted us to call. He just wanted to call and tell us we're mediocre.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and just say hi. I just hope you guys are having a good day and all.
All
Aw,
good.
dude, that's really nice of you. Thank you. Hopefully, I'll see you when I come to Chi-Town,
of course.
and that you have the most fun you've had all day that day.
All good.
Yeah,
Hell
that
yeah.
day.
Great.
Just that day.
Can't wait.
Just
Just
right.
that day.
Yeah.
all good. Let's keep it pushing.
These sound effects are throwing me off. I'm like, which one's real? What's real?
His friend was like, you call. Fuck it then. First time.
They're like, I'll make their nights.
He's killing time because probably a supervisor or manager that's probably just whacking his. Anyways.
Yeah.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
The Machina.
La Máquina,
dog.
the machine.
Question for the homie, the machine. For the homie, Eric Schwartz.
Yeah, what's up, Máquina?
Where can someone go to start off? Like, can you recommend a venue? I don't know, either in Hollywood, Long Beach, or anywhere where you can start off and just wiggle your way in?
Yeah, man. That sounded really cool at the end, dude. Start off and wiggle my way in. I would say you anywhere really is is the thing. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? So
Yeah.
if you've never done it before, you're probably going to have to go to some kind of open mic where you can sign up and then, they'll let you up. Or if you know people that do comedy. But what I would say is like, do the preparation that you think you need to make you feel ready. And everyone's different. I always say like, okay, if you're going to, write some stuff, think what you're going to do, and then like pare that down to 1 minute, and then pare that down even more, and then just keep writing. And then, eventually you'll get something. But if it's in you, you're going to do it. And I don't even need to tell you where and how to do it, because your desire is going to fuel that opportunity.
Awesome.
But
Thank
be
you.
out there. Be the machina.
What you saying?
Be the machina.
All good. Yeah. La sex machine.
I got a joke then.
Go ahead.
What do you call a Chino getting shot?
A what?
What do you call a Chino getting shot?
A Chino?
Chino?
Being shot.
Oh, God.
A Chino.
Chino.
A cappuccino.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Hey, end Asian hate, man. End Asian hate, please. My brothers and sisters have had it hard enough.
Go ahead, one more. What more? Go ahead.
All right, check it out. Why do golfers have 2 pairs of socks?
What are golfers to in case of a fifi? I don't know.
Why do they have 2 pairs of socks?
In case they get a hole in one, huh?
I was gonna say that, and I didn't get it when I thought it. I'm like,
Okay.
All right, fellas, I'm God, man. Much love. Hey,
all right, man.
And
Yeah.
to the homies from IE, they wear their boxers backwards. Much love. Deuces.
They wear their boxers backwards
With the hole in the back?
Oh, God.
For easy access, baby.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Okay, real quick. What do you call a train that's carrying gum?
A train that's carrying gum.
Yes.
A choo-choo train.
Choo-choo. There we go. Okay. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, what's up, Tony? My name's Red Monster. I'm calling from Merino Valley.
What's up, my brother?
Red
Merino
Monster?
Valley.
Red Monster?
I'm a subscriber, long-time subscriber.
Oh, what's up, dude?
All good, my brother. You got a question or a joke?
Yeah, I got a joke. All the fools from LA, they still use pagers.
Oh, snap! Red Monster! Just hitting those people in LA with the pagers.
Hey, I'm on them. I'm the foodinator.
The foodinator.
Red Monster coming 1 time a month.
Oh, good, my brother.
All right, Tony, I just want to check in with you one time,
Yo,
man.
he just Red Monster
good.
put it on you. Period.
We out of here. Thank
Get
you,
it,
my
Red
brother.
Monster. Get it, Red Monster. Get it. Okay.
Not just Red Bull, but Red Monster.
Red Monster once a month. Period.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, here we go right here. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Tony A. This is El Yuca calling from Chicago. How you doing?
El Yuca, ¿cómo estás, bro?
Yuca.
Everything's good.
I'm all right. I got a dirty joke for y'all.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
Kick it.
I want to get into it. Come on, make it dirty for me, baby.
All right, just be patient with me. Okay, so late on a Friday night,
Yeah.
this young bachelor, he gets on the bus. He wants to go out into the town, look for a date or something.
Ooh.
So he gets on the bus. He's riding the bus.
Yeah.
And after he gets on, this nun gets on.
What happens next?
And she's looking pretty good. She's looking pretty hot. So she's walking to the back where he's sitting at, and he tries to shoot a shot. He's talking to her. He
shoot
says,
that
"Damn, you look good. What's up?"
What's up, nun?
The nun is like, "Oh, no. I'm devoted to God. I'm devoted to Christ.
Oh, yeah.
I can't date. That's not what we do. I'm a nun."
Oh, that's my favorite page
So
on Pornhub.
she gets off. Yeah, she gets off at the cemetery.
How does she get off at the cemetery?
He walks up to the bus driver like, "God damn,
She
bus
rubbed-
driver, who was that?" He's like, "You like her?"
She
He's like,
rubbed
"Yeah,
the
that's
cookies.
the hottest nun I've ever seen in my life." He's like, "Wow, you do anything to hit that, wouldn't you?" He's like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'll do anything." All right, you know what? I know a lot of these people that ride this bus.
Yeah.
So if you really
Riding.
want to get laid with that nun, I'll tell you what you got to do.
Yeah.
All right,
Talk to my
I'll
boy
help you out.
Jesus.
What you got to do, you got to dress up as Jesus. You know, wear like a wig, wear a gown.
Yeah.
Show up here on Friday night where she just got off,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guarantee you, she'll think you're Jesus. She'll do anything you say. He's like,
yeah.
cool. So
Father, Son,
next
and
Friday
Holy Ghost.
comes, he wears a gown, He got the beard, and he has like long, curly hair like Jesus. He's looking like Jesus Christ. So
Body of Christ.
it's a different bus driver this time, but he gets off.
Blood
So
of
he's
Christ.
roaming around. He's roaming around trying to look for this hot nun.
Other
So he
fluids of
finally
Christ.
sees this hot nun over there praying.
Yeah.
She's over there praying,
with what?
like with a rosary and everything. So
Ooh,
he
with
walks
the
up,
rosary.
taps her on the shoulder, and he's like, hold on. So he taps her on the shoulder. He's like, I'm here. I'm Jesus Christ in the flesh. I've come back to save you. So the nun turns around.
Come back with
He's like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, it's really you. I've been praying my whole life to you. I can't believe you're really here. And then, so he's like, yes, it's me, Jesus Christ in the flesh. I'm back, and I came back for you.
Flesh.
He's like, for real? What do you want me to do, Jesus? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What I want you to do first is
And
stay on
those
your
nuts.
knees and blow me. So the nun blows him.
Some Jesus would say.
So boom, the next thing he wants, he's like, what do you want me to do next, Jesus? Like, what I want you to do is get on all fours, bend over, and lift up your gown.
Oh, new
So he starts
missionary.
hitting it from the back. And then boom, he climaxes. He does what he does.
Ooh.
So then he's all like catching
Holy
his breath.
Ghost.
He's catching his breath. So the nun gets
Holy
up
Spirit.
and he's like, wow, that was amazing, Jesus. And Jesus is like, yeah, but I got to be honest with you. And he's like, what is it, Jesus? I thought you're Jesus Christ. You're always honest. Like, no. He pulls down his beard and takes off his wig, and she's like, remember me, the guy from the bus? And then the nun pulls down her veil, her gown, and she's like, remember me, the bus driver?
Oh, you told that joke on a Sunday. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
I just want to shout out my older cousin, Georgie. He taught me that joke when I was a little kid. I never forgot it. I wanted to share that with y'all.
all good. Thank you, man.
I feel like I just took a bus ride. That was a long one.
Yeah, that was a long one.
That was a long one, but
Yeah.
worth it. It got me to my destination.
He got that holy chicloso. Okay, let's go.
I feel like I got to smoke a cigarette after that
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Call her your name and where you calling from.
Hey, what's up, Tone? This is your boy, Javi G from Colorado, baby.
Javi G, what you been unbagging, homie?
I've been bagging them tortas to them fucking carnitas.
Oh.
Hey, you know me, big boy. I be handling my business.
Hell yeah, homie.
Javi,
Hey,
I gotta compliment you.
I
got to compliment you.
Thank you.
You are very clear on. Like I can understand everything you're saying. Your phone line is very crystal clear.
Probably Obama phone.
It's because I'm a motherfucking gangster,
That's
baby.
right.
That's right.
Getting them tortas.
Hey, word up, though, my G. I got a joke. What do you call a bear with no teeth?
A bear with no teeth. Gummy bear?
Yeah, that was a lame one.
Damn, I
No, that's
guessed
good.
it.
You know what? It's very
Hey,
Roadium.
did you hear about that?
very Roadium.
Wait. Did you hear about that girl in Skid Row? She was selling fucking her ass for some spaghetti. They got her for prostitution.
Prostitution.
I actually like that. That's cute.
That was pretty. That's
was
a good
good.
one. Well, do you
Pasta.
think that was better than my choo-choo train joke?
Let's just say they're equal. Let's just say they're equal. But I really like.
It was
I really
good
like
though, my G.
prostitution.
It was good.
All
Much
good.
love to all my family out there, baby boy.
All good, my
And
brother.
hey, just want to say what up.
Yo,
Happy weekend, my brother.
all right, man.
Stay blessed, homie. Prostitution. Hell
That was.
yeah.
I like that one. That's good. That
Okay,
was
we
good.
got time about 2 more calls and then we out of here.
This is fun. I know you guys. We're sweating, and I don't even mind. It's like 100 degrees in here.
It's because the Schwartz is with you.
Yeah, man, it is, dude. This reminds me of, like, you guys. I don't know if you guys can see, but this brick wall thing is actually a cloth, and it's held up by clamps, and they're the exact clamps that we used to use at the swap meet at the Roadium.
At the
when
Roadium.
we set up our
exactly.
stands.
Well, really, you could have said that the brick wall's being held up by clamps.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say it was a tarp because that's kind of disrespectful.
Okay, I mean-
because everybody thinks that that's a real brick wall, homeboy.
It actually is bricks. I didn't even notice till right now
Okay.
that's actually bricks and not a cloth at all. That is a brick wall. That's a brick wall.
All good. All right, callers, let's go. Come on, man. Stop wasting our time. We love these jokes.
These are fun.
Yes. Okay, let's keep it going. We're going to leave that number. If not, we're going to just say our own jokes back to back.
Yeah.
See who has the cheesiest joke.
Is this Quetzalcoatl?
I think so.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, I put a quarter in the machine. I turned it, and that's what came out.
Is this a smoking paraphernalia
Honestly,
at the top?
I was just blessed with them, so I
Okay.
really don't know. But okay, come on, you guys. You guys are always crying about open up the phone line, so we open up the phone line. So let's go. We got time for at least 2 more calls. If not, we're gonna end it and just keep telling each other shitty jokes. Okay, here we go. Right.
This is fun. We did the interview, and now it's your turn to have some fun.
Exactly. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, it's the guy from Chicago. I thought
you're
of a
back.
Joke.
You're like, if they have a gap, I guess I'll call back.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. What do Princess Diana and Pink Floyd have in common?
Princess Diana and Pink Floyd.
It's gonna be so disrespectful to Princess Diana.
They both hit a wall? I don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, their last big hit was The Wall.
What did Princess Diana do to you? What did she do to you, man?
You know what? I like the joke.
Leave us kids
that's
alone.
all I wanted to say.
Leave us kids alone.
I'm actually calling from Second City in Chicago.
Oh, for real?
Here, if you know it.
I know
Yeah,
Second City. But you work there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I work there. Yeah.
What do you do there?
I'm a line cook. I cook food.
Oh, nice, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, cool, dude. Well,
just wanted to throw that out there.
You're saying it like you're saying, yeah, I am. Like the way that you're saying it makes me not believe you, like because you're pushing a little hard, but you really work there.
I could push a little harder if you want me to.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was getting at.
Just push it all the way in.
Second City is the legendary improv or sketch comedy, or both? Improv, right? But they do sketch there.
It's both. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like where the people from like SNL.
Yeah, SNL pretty much like they recruit from that theater a lot. So
Hell yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Nice, dude. Thanks for calling in twice.
Hell
Even
yeah.
though we're mediocre.
Yeah. Okay, we got time for one more phone call, and then after that, that's it. Let's go and see. Okay, caller, your name and where you calling from?
I am Caesar from Paris.
He's back.
He's back.
Yo, we got two people that called twice.
Back.
That's how good it is, man.
I'm gonna call twice.
You got more chicken jokes?
Jesus, if that's okay.
Yeah, go
I
for
got
it.
a Jesus joke for you. One more time.
Okay,
Wow, you guys are taking this Sunday seriously.
Now I'm gonna need your help, though. I'm gonna need your help, Eric.
Yes.
For the first time on Roadium Radio, we're gonna do a virtual joke.
Let's do it. I know everything about Jesus.
To form the letter T with your arms, right?
Form a letter T with my arms.
That's gonna be the.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
you're putting me in the Jesus
crucifix.
You're putting me in the crucifix.
That's gonna be the punchline, okay?
Okay.
That's gonna be the punchline. Okay, now, Tony A. Why did the whore go to church?
Oh God.
Why did the whore go to church? She was horny? I don't know. I mean,
because she heard Jesus was hung like this. Hit it, Eric.
What am I doing?
Once again,
what am I
from
doing?
Paris, Tony A, co-host whenever I'm free booking. Let's do it, baby.
Damn. Hey, thank you.
I still don't hear those cricket noises, though.
Yeah, no,
I will say,
noises, so I'm doing something right.
Cesar, I will say that was clever how you did a visual joke over the phone, and I give you 100% credit for that. That was pretty
Hell yeah, let's
dope.
give him a hand clap.
Yeah.
Let's go.
First time on Roadium Radio, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're setting the standard here, Tony A, right?
All good, my bro.
No, you know what? Technically,
Yes,
it's your
sir.
second time now because you've been on twice
Yeah.
today.
All good, homie.
Good one. Thank you, Cesar.
Let's go. All right, that was it. Damn.
Damn, these guys, they kept calling in.
They're taking their Sunday serious.
Yeah, man. All the Jesus jokes.
Damn.
That's a pretty good one. I know some people, like, that was a long enough time to shoot one off. And I know there's people out there that were,
I guarantee
into
you,
it.
some people are going to DM me, how dare you allow them to talk like blasphemy? I get it. I'm expecting it already.
And you should have said, you should have called in because
you should have called in.
You didn't call in.
Exactly. So let me go ahead and turn this off because if not, they're going to go ahead and keep calling all night. So let's take these off, Eric.
Yo.
Eric, we got a couple of minutes. Anything you want to bring up? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say? Anybody you want to diss?
Yeah. Well, I would just like to say, if you want to come see my live shows, my website is ericschwartzlive.com. And I guess the two that I've got coming up are Oxnard Levity Live on October 19th, and then Brea Improv in Brea, California on November 2nd.
Well, your Instagram is up, so they can follow you, and it's also open on the description.
Yeah.
Would you be posting up flyers as well?
I'll post stuff on this. Yeah, I post stuff about about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but also they can go to Eric Schwartz live.com.
EricSchwartzLive.com. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And my Instagram is Eric Schwartz with 3 E's. Is that on the screen? I don't see. I can't see the screen.
Alex, is that on the screen? Yeah, it's on the screen. And it's also on the description, just so they get it twice.
Dope.
They get it double rammed.
This has been nice. This has been so, like, you have no idea, man. Like, I am so glad I could come down and do this because Roadium really is a special place. I haven't been there in a while, but I really now, like, being here, I want to go back and see how it's changed. But it definitely, like, what you did, your creativity really inspired me. And so thank you, man. Thank you for all those great mixtapes.
You're welcome, bro. And I'll be honest with you, and this is the humbling part. I didn't know that me just having fun in my bedroom and then them being so that the stand would touch not only you, but other people as well. So
yeah, man.
So maybe one day I'll go to your show. I'll throw on a fucking mask and I'll start heckling. You fucking suck. Fuck you.
Yeah, you can ask me any chicken joke because now I know all the answers to all
exactly.
Of them, you know.
And then I'm like, yo, it's me.
Yeah. I'm really Cesar from Paris.
Exactly. Okay. Oh no. Here's another. Why didn't the
skeleton
cross the road?
He didn't have any guts.
He didn't have the balls.
Oh man.
The guts, the heart, the balls.
I should have got that one.
Yeah, the balls. So anyways, all right. Any shout outs?
I want to say what's up to High C, DJ Quick, Steve Yano, R.I.P., Susan. Let's say what's up to the ShamWow guy.
Is that guy still around?
Dude, I saw him at a show once, and we were talking about, like, I asked him how he got started in the chamois game, and he goes, I used to do swap meets, and I go, oh yeah, I used to do the Roadium, and he said, that's where I was. And I go, dude, I saw you back then because I remember the chamois guy, and that was you.
That was him.
It wasn't called ShamWow, it was called chamois back then.
Yeah. And did he used to have the mic?
Yep.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Okay. All good. So other than that, let me give my shout outs. First and foremost, a shout out to, once again, Eric Schwartz for coming through, blessing us. Also for laughing at these whack ass jokes, but thank you.
And shout out to Alex and Norbert.
Norbert, you got it right. Means the Schwartz be with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Norbert, much love, much respect to him. Also, give a shout out to Alex, Cervantes Enterprise. If you guys need a hoopty that needs to be fixed, just not a hoopty that he can't fix because he could do it in the mix. Okay. Then let me give a shout out to my son, B. Scanlon.
B. Scanlon, I wanted to shout him too.
Yes. And the Hip Hop Jedi. We have a Hip Hop Jedi that's on board with us.
Really?
He's a hit. He always uses the Force inappropriately.
Really?
Always.
He samples the Force?
Yes, he samples.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then my other homeboy, they call him the Penetrator, not the Terminator, but the Penetrator. He's not here today.
Okay.
So anyway.
So when he's done, he can reform very fast.
Yes, exactly.
Like the Terminator.
He's hung. Stretch out your arms. That shit was hilarious.
That was pretty good. He got me. He got me on that one.
Hey, I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who liked, disliked, everybody who tried to call in, everybody who called in, everybody who subscribed, and everybody who unsubscribed. Thank you. Much love, much respect to you guys. See you guys here Wednesday. Okay, we out of here. Have a blessed one. Ever Schwartz, once again, thank you. May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah, baby.
Roadium Radio forever.
Yo, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.